Hey, so the video I made yesterday about head and heart unity, I was really thinking a lot about that because I had a flash moment on Monday. These flash moments are awesome. I wish they came more often, but I had a flash moment of understanding while I was reading Reality Transurfing. I saw a friend of mine on Sunday. This friend I love very much, and I've always thought that this guy was perfect for me, but there are issues there on both sides. And not long after we met and kind of tried to date, I made a firm decision, mental, rational, not heart decision, that this is not for us. We're not going to go there. This is going to cause too much pain. You know, all of that stuff, like you do. And so we had such a big connection that we ended up getting to be friends at the end of last summer. And so we've been pretty good friends since then. He's really been there for me a couple times when I needed him. I try to do nice things for him all the time, you know, and we have the ENFP INTJ Myers-Briggs connection, which is, I think, a pretty magical thing. It's the natural partners connection. It's like considered the best connection between two personality types, and I certainly can see why. It's just, for me, it's just sort of like this very easy, natural connection, and it's been that way always. But because of the weirdness in the beginning, I just decided, no, like, this is a friendship. That's the best way that we can have a relationship. It's just don't go romantic. Just don't do it. And so we have this wonderful friendship. And about 6 weeks ago, we had a conversation. I've made no bones about the fact that, like, I romantically love him. I'm not the kind of person who will hide that. I'll just be like, look, I'm absolutely in love with you, but I will not date you. That's basically what I said. It's basically what I've said this whole time. And so I just put it on the back burner. Like, it's not, because my mind said no, that was it. Like, didn't really matter how much I adored this guy. I was like, okay, he's not for me, and I'm an adult, and I didn't have any jealous feelings about him dating anybody else or anything like that, and everything was pretty cool. But there have been a couple times where it's been really painful. And about 6 weeks ago, we had a conversation about the fact that he also had those feelings for me, which I kind of knew already. But and I just kind of flipped out because I was really loving him as a friend and didn't want to lose that. And it made me feel pressure, like I needed to come up with something, I was going to lose him as a friend, or I had, and it was just because of this decision that I made rationally. It just kind of blew up. And thankfully, we somehow sort of fell back into the friendship that we've been having. And so I saw him on Sunday, the day before I read this stuff in Reality Transurfing. And it was wonderful as always. He's just, every time I'm with him, I'm like, this is such a shame, because he's just the right guy for me. Like, this is just the right match. Like, we're right for each other. Like, every time we talk about anything, anytime any new information comes out, I'm like, there's another compatibility. There's another match. Damn it. It's just like, that's been my attitude towards it. But I was just like, I'm really grateful to have him as a friend. Like, he makes my life better by being in it. I realized on Monday that my head and my heart are not on board. My heart knows very much what it wants. It always has. It has since, instantly. I instantly knew what I wanted when I met him. And, my head just hasn't been able to see a way. But what are we talking about, on this channel? What is Neville talking about? What is Reality Transurfing talking about? Everything is about how just because you can't see a way doesn't mean that there isn't a way. And that if you really want something, and especially now, feeling sort of on a deep level, the mind-heart connection and how powerful that is when your heart says, I want this, and your mind says, okay, we're going to get it. Now I felt that about this on Monday. I realized my heart has been telling me what it wants forever with this person. And I still can't see a way, honestly. I don't know how we get from point A to point B. I think actually it probably seems more complicated than it is. But sometimes these relationships between people can seem so complicated because of people's issues, and there's all this fear, and trusting people can be really hard, and there's the question, am I going to be okay if I get hurt here? Is this person going to betray me? There's just all these issues that come into it. And I think that in my situation, those issues are really best left to divine intelligence. I think those are maybe the worst things to try to figure out yourself if you don't know how to figure them out, But anyway, all of that to say that I made a decision. I decided that I am going to go with my heart on that. I think this person is right for me. I think I'm right for this person. This is risky to me, for sure. And I made this known yesterday, and I'm really happy about it. That's what I wanted to say the most. I can't tell you how good it feels to have gotten clear with myself about that, and to not have gone with the head decision. It takes strength to follow your heart. It really does. I mean, it takes courage. It takes a belief that you're going to be okay, no matter what happens. It takes courage to risk. It takes courage to accept that you might end up feeling like you should have gone with your head. But man, the feeling when your head and your heart are in the same place, it's just this feeling of alignment. It's unmistakable. And this feeling, it's just like, I know it's the right thing. Now, we'll see if my chops in this area are developed enough to actually get from point A to point B. I think they are. But even if they're not, even if I fail miserably at what I'm trying to do here, at what I want, even if the outcome I want doesn't happen, because there's no trying to do anything. That's the beauty about it. There's just deciding and then allowing. I really think whatever the outcome is of this is going to be the best thing for everybody involved. I really feel that. Whatever I was trying to do with restraining, my this like sort of soul urge, whatever I was trying to do with that, I don't think that was going to end well. And so all of that to say that I made kind of a bold move, I think, a little bit. Maybe it's not as risky as I think it is, but I will update on how that plays out. That may be a topic here. But it's really important to keep the importance of something in perspective. That's another thing. You know what I mean? I understand the level of importance that this is supposed to have. And that's really all it takes. It's amazing. You know, I know that whatever happens is fine. You know, I know what I want. I'm going to see if I can make it happen without making anything happen. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's what's happening over here.